If nobody's working the anvil, then it means the forge is closed, and it will stay closed until Beor gets better. A woman happened. He was chasing after some girl he thought the world of. Almost ended up shuffling right off this mortal coil. One time he went to see her and didn't come back for 2 days. I looked for him all night. It was only in the morning that I found him. He was all the way on the outskirts of Kurnacht. Alive, but barely. Afterwards, he seemed to be getting better. Everything went back to normal. For a while, I could see that he was starting to struggle with swinging the hammer, until one day, he just passed out completely. Now he just lies there, barely breathing. I have no idea how to help him. Nianti, Maggot, none of them know what's wrong with him either. I told him that it's no use chasing after a girl, that she'll come to him if she wants to. Stupid kid. I feel bad for him. What do I care? Whatever happened there could have been her fault, so excuse me for not running to rescue her. I only know that she wasn't from here. Beor's wound wasn't caused by a mere boar, oh no. Hell knows what happened there. He didn't want to tell me what actually happened, but I know that youngsters in love used to visit this one cave with a spring. It was all hogwash, if you ask me. Maybe they went there and were attacked by weird beasts or something. I don't know. To be fair, I don't give a damn now, and I didn't then either. I only cared that Beor was alive.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Gold. The true.
What's happening with Verkut? Is he going to surrender? Or do I need to use force? That's one of those things I never wanted to do. But if your investigation confirms that Verkut really poses a threat to my soldiers and to the residents of Kurnacht, then I have no choice. And here I was hoping it was all just a big misunderstanding. Tell Verkut of my decision. Let him make the necessary preparations.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
You're looking for trouble? What's happening with Verkett? Is he going to surrender? Or do I need to use force? Do you think so? That's an intriguing idea. I'll admit I've considered it already. If you claim that Verkett had no intention of harming my soldiers, then his skills will certainly be useful to us in Camelot. I will make sure that he has a quiet place to work, as far from human settlements as possible, just to be safe. Tell Verkett of my decision. Let him make the necessary preparations.
Yes? I recognize these remains. That's Thorn the Bloodbound. A complete madman. If you have his sword with you, be careful. It grants strength to the wielder, but at the cost of their blood. There are stories that Thorn got it from a demon he made a pact with. We'll probably never know. You managed to catch Lame Lorcan. Well done. I didn't know him personally, but he used to be a scout in Camelot's army. One day, he went on a mission and returned with a nasty wound above his knee. Supposedly, a weird beast got him, but he managed to kill it and drag himself back to camp. After that, he started to change, becoming more and more aggressive. Eventually, he began shooting people with his bow for no reason. He was hiding in the area, occasionally attacking people. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be doing it. Thank you. Here's your reward. Hey. That's the spirit. Let's see if I've still got some fight left in me. Damn it all, that was pathetic. 2 strikes and I'm on my ass. What happened to me? I used to be a force to be reckoned with. Now I'm just an old fool, shuffling papers and barking orders. Exercise? I don't have time for that. I'll be in the grave before I see results. No, I need something faster, something stronger. Exactly. You're quick. I'll give you that. There are potions, elixirs, things out there that can bring back the strength I've lost. I need one of those. Not some quack remedy, mind you. Something real. Something powerful. If I knew, I'd have fetched it myself. But there's talk of alchemists in the region who dabble in such things. And if anyone's got the gall to brave the wilds for it, it's you. I've also heard about some powerful stuff from the Dalrieta tribes. Trust me, I'm not a fan of those folks. But if it works as they say it does, I'll take it. Good. You'll be paid, of course. Just bring it quick, all right? The idea of sitting around like this for another day is unbearable. Yes?
I'll await your return.
Watch yourself.
And? What's our situation? What did Denholm say? Oh dear, this is unexpected. It appears Camelot still has a few sharp minds in its service. Well, it's not a perfect solution. As I've said, it's better than dying. In that case, I'll pack my bags and report to Denholm. As for you, you'll be getting the deed to the house. You're going to take care of my house. After all, you just saved my life, but I can't pay you because I'm taking everything with me. The house stays, so you might as well look after it. Here, the Mad Scientist cottage is now officially yours. Do whatever you wish with it. Burn it down, sell it. I don't care. I have no use for it anymore.
Nice to see you.
I don't know you.
There. Do you need something? Are you in pain? I'll do all I can to help, but I need to warn you that our supplies are quite limited. Well, actually, the hospital is run by Camelot. I'm just an apprentice to Neonte, the priestess of the All-Mother here in Connaught. But the healer from Camelot is dead, and Neonte spends most of her time at Lord Yvain's manor. So, it seems I'm on my own. Here, take this. I hope it helps. Unfortunately, that's all I can give you. We have to make sure there's enough for everyone in need. It is. It really is. The hospital's barely holding on. Camelot pays us a pittance for treating their soldiers. And the villagers just pay with what they can. But I can't make medicine with eggs and chickens. And even if I could, I don't have the time. Some days, I dream that someone will swoop in and take it all off my hands. Ideally, it would be Neonte, but I'm not sure I can count on her anymore. Still, maybe it's worth a try. Camelot treats this place like a field hospital. To them, it's temporary, though I suppose that's their outlook on all of Connaught right now. The legate says Camelot simply can't spare anyone else. According to him, one priestess and her apprentice should suffice. And yet, his soldiers are the ones who are supposed to get priority, even if they only have a blister. I'm required to treat them before a local with a broken leg. Oh, she thinks I have everything well in hand, as if she doesn't notice it, all falling apart. I know I should feel flattered by her trust, but honestly, I'm just exhausted. I'm not even a priestess. The only training I've had is what she's given me. Ever since Lady May fell ill and died, Neonte's barely been here. She just sits by her grave. Truth be told, I'm a bit worried about her. Even when she does come by, she seems absent, and I don't even have the time to go check on her. There is a patient who won't let me treat him. His name's Wilbur, and he's a difficult case. Most of what ails him is just old age. Some days he's clear-headed, but those are becoming fewer and farther between. Lately, he won't let me touch him. He yells at me, claiming I'm keeping him here by force, away from his family. He's even stopped eating and refuses to take his medicine. Honestly, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know how to help him anymore without scaring him even more. All of Connacht knows that I was marked by the weirdness. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but some are superstitious. They believe I bring bad luck. When Leonte took me in, there were a lot of whispers, though it got better once I started working in the hospital. Weirdness or not, at least they have a healer. But I'm afraid that, in Wilbur's head, I've become some monstrous figure, keeping him prisoner. You can try, if you'd like. Maybe he'll trust you more than he trusts me. Just, please, be gentle with him. He's been through enough already. Weakness from age. I'm afraid that's something none of us can escape. But even as we grow old, our strength can still be nurtured with care. This herbal brew strengthens the body and clears the mind, but only when used regularly, alongside proper effort, exercising both the mind and body. Here, take the recipe. If your friend seeks a quick fix, this won't satisfy him. True strength comes from consistency, not shortcuts. Please, remind him of that.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Got money? I've got elixirs. So he's just old. There's no magic cure for that. Because magic is nonsense. But science? Science has solutions. This is a blend of stimulants and enhancers. It'll make him feel like he's 20 again. Side effects? Sure, there might be some. But what doesn't come with risks? If he's desperate enough, he'll take it. If not, let him rot with his natural decline. Here, take this recipe. But prepare it carefully. Precision matters if you don't want it blowing up in your face. Or his.
Welcome to Varel's bookshop. No reading without buying. And if you're here for porn, kindly leave before you start. Aye. Look, I don't begrudge anybody their reading habits. Each to their own. But some things should be kept private. Aye. Not only can I read, I can even make recommendations. Imagine that. So, if you have a joke to tell, don't bother. I'm pretty sure I've heard them all. Perhaps it is. But you'd think that so-called civilized people would accept it with more grace. Hearing the same crude comments over and over again makes me feel like I've never left the training grounds. Then there are the braver ones who tell me I'm not welcome here. Hell, it's just like talking to my sister. They all have more in common than they think, although mostly it's just prejudice. They're no bad. I know it might sound like I was some poor, misunderstood girl with unusual interests, but that wasn't the case. I was a rightful member of the tribe, and believe me, I didn't get my name for nothing. My father made sure of it. I just wasn't my sister. Funnily enough, she was the one who saw it as a problem. Vran believed that my lack of ambition to be the top Volker warrior somehow made her look bad. Every time I went to the temple to read in peace, she was on my ass about it. Until one day, she yelled at me to either step up or get the hell out of her tribe. You can guess the rest. Oh, great. How's she doing? Still on her path to becoming the pinnacle of tribal perfection? She's... shit. I'm sorry. I just need some time to process this. She always seemed indestructible. How did she die? I guess I should start polishing my axe, eh? Nah, don't worry. I'm no planning on taking revenge. Vran lived and breathed the Del Rida way. If one warrior falls to another, then that's what they deserved. Still, you were brave to tell me. At least you fell to somebody worthy. I am no sure. When they decide to kick you out and take your name, they make a whole ceremony of it. But I left pretty much the moment my sister stopped yelling. You don't have to be there for it though. Vran might have been pissed off enough to go through with it. So, maybe. I don't really care. I'm not going to stop using my name just because my little sister told me to. This shop belonged to my late husband. We met on the road. I was a mercenary hired to protect the caravan. He was a fine older gentleman, fascinated with a Del Rida lass who shared his love for books. It was a lethal combination for my poor heart. We didn't get near enough years together, but we were happy. We didn't have much family left, and they couldn't care less about this place, so he left it all to me. Well, I can't just take the shop and hitch it to a cart, can I? Although I suppose that might be more or less what I need today. I didn't hate living here, you know. It was fine when my husband was still alive. I even thought people were starting to warm up to me. And then he died, and the respect died with him. And then Camelot arrived. Everything just went downhill for there. Let me guess. Your friend's a Camelosian who's heard the Berserker potion can make a man tear a bear's arms from its sockets, and now he thinks he can be like us. Hate to break it to you, but that's no how it works. Our strength comes from battle, from blood, and that brew is Mither's ain rage running in our veins. Besides, it's a tribe secret. I might have left the Volker, but I'm no about to hand over our secrets just to anybody. Camlotians and their love for shortcuts, but fine, have it your way. If your friend thinks swallowing something will help, maybe I can lend a horn. Here, it's harmless. Mostly herbs and a bit of spice. My father used to say true strength lies in the mind. So if your friend is as determined as you say, who knows? This might be enough for them. Good luck convincing him it's the real deal. That's half the battle. Oh, expecting a wee-un? Congratulations. Lucky you. I don't think I've seen a newborn in Cunicht for as long as I've lived here. Wise of you to prepare yourselves. I think I have just the thing for you. The Temple of the All-Mother issued this book to instruct their priestesses in midwifery. Speaking of which, if you want some practical tips, you should ask Nianti. She might still remember how to deliver a baby, although I wouldn't bet on it. So, when's the baby coming? Then I hope you get back home in time. A woman shouldn't be left alone in a time like this. Or so I'm told. It's different in the tribes. My mother always told me the story of how her waters broke when she was dragging the weird deer's carcass home. And I was right in the middle of skinning it when you decided to pop your head out. Ugh. Speaking of cultural differences, have you thought about names? Ha! Aren't you sweet? Thank you. But don't name that boy after that bastard. It might bring him bad luck. Alright. I'm no keeping you. I hope everything goes smoothly for the two of you. Here's the book.
Oh, forgive the mess. I didn't really have much choice about where to set up my things. Normally I'd be in a tavern, but, well, it looks like the tavern is closed until further notice. That means Varel's bookshop is the only place where I can read and work in peace. Oh, of course, my apologies. I'm Imran. My thoughts tend to drift far from the present. I'm a scholar of sorts, though not the kind that hides behind walls of parchment. My calling is to seek out traces of what was lost, ruins, relics, anything older than old. And yes, I'm a Pict. Not many of us wander these lands, I know. Staying in one place isn't exactly in my nature, so I travel, I learn, I dig through the bones of the world hoping to find something more ancient than mankind. If you're asking out of politeness, let's just leave it at this. I thank you for your interest, but I won't give an answer. Trust me, I could talk the hind leg off a donkey. No need to waste time on such things. Wow, that's really kind of you. So, thanks to Varel's generosity, I managed to get my hands on a certain book. Well, once a book. Now it's just a pile of loose pages. However, these are some truly fascinating loose pages. They're the writings of a Dalariata scribe from nearly 6 centuries ago. Incredible, right? But what's even more astonishing is the content. This man describes encounters with people who knew nothing of King Arthur or the homelands. Nothing at all. Do you understand what that suggests? Ah, I'll tell you. It's so exciting. I suspect Avalon may have already been inhabited by a race similar to us, long before our arrival. I've traveled across much of the island, and I've come across some mentions of the people of Farpoint. a place far in the northernmost reaches of Avalon. Few have ever ventured there. Perhaps the weirdness started to gather and ruin their crops, or made hunting more dangerous. Or maybe it was some sort of conflict that forced them to seek a new place on the island. Or perhaps they simply had a nomadic spirit. It's hard to say with the scraps of information I've managed to gather so far. And so, my friend, here we are, staring down the question, or rather the flood of questions that wouldn't leave me alone. Many Picts I've known have prolonged contact with the weirdness. I thought it was just them, a bunch of lunatics, who first dared to embrace that strange force. And what if it was the first men who knew how to live alongside the weirdness? And think about it. If we could uncover how they did it, the possibilities would be endless. It could change everything. But now, I'm trying to pull together more valuable information from these writings. But honestly, I feel like I'm hitting a wall. I won't uncover anything new just sitting here. And unfortunately, I'm stuck here for the time being. I got injured on my way to Connacht, and I'm not quite back to my full strength yet. The Grotto of First Men. That tribal scribe detailed where it should be located. And I'm assuming you're asking for a reason, aren't you? I'd love to go there myself, but this is a matter of some importance to me. I don't want to wait for this one. So, if you're one of those bold souls who take such ventures, I'd be more than willing to entrust this task to you. Truly excellent. I'm deeply obliged, my friend. Here are the notes. They should guide you to the location. Return swiftly, and more importantly, safely. I'll eagerly be awaiting your return. I once heard a legend of a mysterious chapel that appears only to those it chooses. Many adventurers have gone to seek it, but I've never heard of anyone returning to tell the tale. Some say it holds a sacred spring that cures all ailments. Others say it is a passage to the very bottom of the sea, the domain of the Lord of the Seas himself. But I've never found any proof of either claim. The place seems to attract trouble. Not a good place, then. I'd run out of breath listing all the things that plague this place. And I haven't even been here that long. Of all the misfortunes these poor people are facing, I'd wager the men here is the gravest of them. The Red Death, troubling as it is, seems manageable, at least with the intervention of the priests. But the weirdness, shoot. If the men here goes out, these people will face a far greater peril than any sickness or human form of conflict. I heard she was a Dalariata who runs a bookshop in Connacht. I was a bit apprehensive about meeting her. I thought I'd find someone overly raddled and stripped of her own cultural heritage. But Varel, she's different. And I admire her work that she even bothers to do it. Sometimes, it feels like people have lost all interest in discovery, whether it's the kind found in verses or the kind waiting out there in the wide world. I'll get back to work.